Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training. I'm the runt of the litter, and we already got rid of the large one. He went out yesterday and flew back to Georgia, and this one goes to Kentucky on Tuesday of next week. So we'll play with him a little bit more, give the customer a little bit more bang for their buck, so to speak. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, yay. Come on, up. Good dog, good. So now we've got really ingrained the click means treat, right? The dog understands that. He's following lure real well. Good, nope, good dog. And notice he's looking on the ground, so I gotta get good, good. That imprint of that good duration marker. Good, nope, good. And their brain is so floaty and they're so quick with everything they do that it gets hard. Their attention span doesn't last long, right? Good dog, good. And I've got to get this left hand in here, so let's get that in there. See, he didn't look left, right? Good, so we want to make sure we don't get him stuck on that right hand all the time. And at this age, they're so pliable, you know. They're very receptive to learning and growing, especially with food or something that they're motivated on. Right now, he's got hunger because I haven't fed him this morning yet. I will right after we work him. What was that big jump? That was a big jump. Yes, it was. That was a big jump. All right, hop. Good. Now I've been dropping hot dogs all over the place, and I don't want him to go to ground looking on that, so if we go along and he digs into that, I'm gonna have to either pull him out of it or do something. Good. Good, that's just using spatial pressure. See, I step into him and kind of body language, a lot of body language, a lot of voice tone, a lot of help right now when they're babies. Because we're showing them, we're teaching them to learn how to learn, right? We don't care about a lot of the advanced stuff that we've got to wait for maturity to happen as far as how we associate things. Yep, come on. Yay, good dog, yay, good dog. So we'll keep the same patterns up. Good dog. And see how he did that on his own? I'm not going to correct him for it. I'm not going to worry about it because this is how they learn. He's learning about his body, right? He's putting together all the hand and eye coordination we talked about to give him confidence. And this is the stuff that we do the agility for. Good, nope, good. Now I'm ready already to bring out toy. Why? Because of the dog's mental mind state. Remember, a lot of what we're doing is controlling drive state. Where's the dog's head at in the work? So we've got to feel this in our gut, and we feel it, and we want him to always be excited about it. So we're going to bring out the sack. Good boy, good, and let him have a good time in that learning, right? Because learning is fun, huh? Learning is fun. Yeah, good dog. Good dog. Notice how far back he is? Now, I had one person that wanted to talk to me about that. How to get a dog started on his bite work. Well, we've just got to think of the fundamentals. What do we want out of the dog? All right, so let's talk about that. We want the dog biting back here in the molars, back here deep. When they're young like this, they're just chasing anything that moves. They don't have the development yet of what you want. And you do that with real subtle ways of working the animal. What I do in the beginning is what I call choking the bite. So I'll actually get him enticed. Right when he opens his mouth, I'll set that bite to the back. Think of it like setting a needle, a hook for a fish, right? You feel it. So you have to feel some of this stuff. And right now he's being chewy, but I don't really care because this imprint on this material is more important than anything else. His drives are going to give me the rest of it as he matures. Him wanting to do it and toggling. I've talked about it before, the genetic stamp. What is in this animal? He has a bunch of genetics that make him tick. Some dogs are bred to bite to the back. Some dogs really have a lot of prey instinct to bark at that bull. That comes from the KNPV, something that's on the ground that's sitting there. They'll go crazy and start going bark, 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 bark. Where's that coming from? That's coming from previous experiences, their genetic ancestry that gets stamped in them genetically in their predisposition or their propensities, right? So we know that, we've bred for that. So what we want to do in the beginning is we want to imprint. We want to turn these things to the on position. If you don't catch it when they're young, you don't imprint it, you may miss it and you may have a dog that's flat, doesn't even have any drive. Very unlikely with a dog like this, but in a general sense, if we can catch it when they're young, get them chasing prey, see how he wants to chase that? That's all genetic in there, right? And then boom, I want to take this sack, I want to have it in a nice roll, I want to set it to the back of those molars real quick. And then I want to pull forward. Remember that opposition reflex? Anything that's pulling this way, he wants to pull back on or push into. A lot of opposition reflex instinctively that the dog has in them, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that, and I want to keep prey alive at the right time. So what I'll do It's hard to do. Ouch, you little turd. He just bit me. He just bit me. He pinched me. Yes, he did. So what I'll do is I'll take a nice rolled sack like this, get the dog going after it, and as soon as I get his mouth open, I'll time it and I'll pop this right to the back of the molars, right away pull this way, so the dog wants to hang on to whatever he's got. And I want him to be biting back here. So the whole key is, how you do this is that I will pull this way. Right when I got that back, I go right up underneath the chin, and I'm praising under the chin, supporting that head. It's hard to do with a flimsy sack like this. Also with a bundle of joy like this that's jumping all over the place, and being so spastic gets tough. So let's see if I can find this sack that's rolled up really nicely and taped on both ends, right? So this one might be a little better for him. I can set my bite. I get him going after it, and I want to get him on the mouth. There it is. Now I want him back in the back, right? So what I do is I keep the prey alive only when he's giving me what I want. When he's biting back here, that's when I'm going to give a little bit of twitches and keep that prey alive. If he's biting to the front of the mouth, I let the prey die. I don't do any movement at all. I don't go into praise voice tone with my voice tone. I let the dog have nothing. And as soon as I can get him to rebite, I'll freeze it. And he's going to want prey. He wants that life in that object, right? And the prey in it. That's what's instinctively, that genetic stamp is what's driving him. And as soon as he rebites and goes to the back of the mouth, I right away keep that prey alive, and I'll go right up underneath the neck, and I'll praise him. I'll give the fight in his neck by supporting the neck underneath the body. It's hard to show right here with this young puppy because he's so young and he doesn't have any development, but maybe I'll get Buddy out here one of these times and I'll accent some of these points and how we get a dog biting properly to the back of the mouth, right? Where he wants to set that bite way back deep. A lot of it's got to be a genetic thing in the dog. We want the genetics that are there to do this, predisposed to do this sort of behavior. But at the same time, if we understand that, and we get it to be set in by doing the right thing at the right time. If you ever see a decoy go out and work the dogs, they're doing 1,001 little subtle things that they're doing to create behavior behind the bite work, okay? And I always tell people a lot of the time, they don't understand this, but it's no different than any type of obedience behavior that you're building. The only difference is you have drive state. You have drives that are totally much more intense, and the dog's moving, and there's so much movement and all this stuff that it's hard for you. You need to practice as a decoy to get really good at it so that you can accent the things that you're after, okay? And that's when you see these guys in ring sport and KNVP, PSA, they're practicing, and the more they practice, the better they get at giving the dog what you need to get him to do these behaviors they want, where the dog's striking, his strikes, his bites, all that stuff is important. And I don't care as much right now with this puppy as I will when he gets older, but we're going to start accenting that a little bit more and more. He's got baby teeth right now. I'm more interested in imprinting him with the fabric and the chasing and the prey, because if I've got drive to go after it, I can get him to do anything as he's older, right? So no big deal. So right now at this age, he's only 12 weeks old. As of yesterday, actually. I need to give him a shot. He needs to get a shot. Good dog. All right, so a little bit of accent on those points as far as bite work. We'll get into this more with Buddy when I go along. Thank you very much, Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training. Bye-bye.